You know what? Before I go, let's show this off. Let's show this, horrendously huge fucking case off. Let's see if we can move the camera. Almost. The camera right there. Back. And switch over to webcam mode so you can get a better vision, or I can get a better vision where my head needs to not be. I have an idea. Let's turn on the light. We have some track lighting in this room for no purpose. We just have it. Oh, there it is. Track light switch. Woo! Track lighting. Okay. Let's see if we can get this a good shot. Angle towards that. No. There she goes. Look at that, magically. It works. Magically. Just happens to work. Fucking doesn't work. There we go. A little bit of lighting on me. Lighting on me. I still glow. Why do I glow on one side of my face? Never mind. Doesn't matter. So, let's show what's went down. Let's dust a little bit now. Hold on. Don't do this on the inside of your cases, children, or dust. You know what? That's a dust issue. That didn't work. Anyway, don't do that in the inside of your electronic case, guys. Never, ever, 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 ever do this on the inside of your case. Shooting on the outside of your case with something like this, perfectly fine. Do not do this on the inside of your case. Static electricity will kill your shit. Static electricity will kill electronic components easily. Da 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 da. I think that's voice really well in the room. I noticed it's not relating the air back, and I have two fans on, so pretty impressive. Just blowing the air in the room, blowing the air in the room. Really cool. The chip and the RAM are not installed, and that's the last thing to be installed. If you can see on this front panel here, we have two things that are already installed. This I did kind of for the fun of it. And one of those two things, focus on wrist, static resistance, guys, static, stop. Look at that. Don't get that too tight either because, blood supply, one of the factors of life and the reason you really don't want to pass out, so blood supply. Okay. So, front of the case, we already have actually the CD drive and the RGB plugged in, put in the system. The CD drive is a Blu-ray VersaMint Slim 4 CD player for a CD player. Now, it was originally meant for using in laptops, and the reason it's in this one is below it with the metal casing that actually housed it, you can actually put multiple hard drives in there. And I took those hard drives out of my original computer because they were originally supposed to be, flash storage drives, and now they're not. They are hard drives. And for some reason, Open Broadcaster is being a pain in the ass about doing saving stuff directly onto my computer with Open Broadcaster instead of just, let me if you're on the website. Now, the new weight, the cases originally not that heavy, but now it is. I want to say this is about 75 pounds with the stuff in it. I'm not saying that lightly, guys. It's serious weight, guys. Woo! And that includes putting actually the power source in it. So power sourcing it up. Power on, power on, Wayne. See, less light goes through because, well, there's less space. The giant block that was over here is now blocked out by the motherboard. This sounded so corny. Look at the giant block. It's plugged out by the motherboard. That's the way it sounded went on. Fine. The ghosts are communicating. Stop. We'll put this back on the safe zone that's over here. The safe zone is because it's far away from things. In my safety of space. Alright. So, there's a lot of cable management that has gone down in this case. Even though we can't see over and get some better lighting. You can see all these cables kind of wound up in this ball over here. They're still in the process of doing cable management. I have the SSD mounted through this one. So there's my solid state drive of 512, and then fills it all the way up. I think that's amusing how this one fills all the way up to the back here. This is the 4 terabyte, and believe it or not, both of these are put into toolless. I used the SSD's mount that came with it. That was pretty awesome for them to supply a mount to put it on the mount and then easily toolessly shove it into the actual hard drive bay. So now the 4 terabyte hybrid drive down to the bottom. Well, the bottom in the sense of there, and then right up here is where the other drive is. Now I have 2 of the available. I should try to see if I can rig one. I can probably rig one. Let's do that over here. So I can take one of those off and not have to worry about finding power for other things. People. Other things. I can technically run cables across. Really doesn't matter. Right now the CPU is plugged in with a minimal one right over here in this little side 4 piece. Is not bad. It could fit. Could not fit it into the other CPU power socket, which I hope that does not mean anything bad. Motherboard is technically, almost ready to roll. Most of the parts and components that I need are in here. Some of the excess parts, I just did it for kind of, shits and giggles. The CD drive up here, the Blu-ray, and that's tooled in, by the way. I tried to do toolless and needed to put the bolts on the other side. When I put the RPG in, it was not clearing to the back to the add piece, which you just pull out and bolt back in. Except for this. Wow, I really stupid more. I pulled that out. Should have pulled that there. As soon as I pull out, fine. These are back in. Right? That fits in space. Now the problem with the actual fan thing being already in is I have not rigged the fans to it yet. And will not be rigging the fans to it yet. Because I'm going to use that cabling I was talking about to rig the actual normal fans into the case with RPM controller. which is going to be from the motherboard directly. So I'm picking up one of the already 7, there's actually 8. One of them is going to be used for the actual cooling block support, which is going to be a water cooling block, which is going to be venting air out from, the bottom is coming in from the front, and air is going to go out. And then there's going to be 5 fans down the bottom. There's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, and then I've got the power sourcing and control for fans on the actual slide, fan controller, or OC fan controller from RVG, from a Zeus. I don't know why they want to go RVG. And then I will vent upwards, and then we're going to have an out here and an out up on top. A lot of clearance here for really, doing some awesome airflow. And it will be the normal fans that come with it, and be venting outwards. Outwards and up. And then the fans that will be added onto it, which will be 2 bottom fans, two fans up here, 1 fan right here. So that's 3. So if you're counting, there's 4 on this controller. There are 7 on the board. One will be taken up by the CPU. Well, there's 8 on the board. One will be taken up by the CPU. The rest of the 7 will be the 5 down at the bottom, and 2 right here. 2 right here from the motherboard. 1 will come from the fan controller and be connected on the other hard drive to suck air across. But that's going to be connected with the main cable. It's a lot of planning, but hey, planning is more important. And the power sourcing will go up and around. And I will have an extender for USBs, because I already have to do that because my front-facing USBs, there are 2 up in the front, and this supports not dual USB 2.0. This supports dual 3.0. So if the case had 3.0s on it, that would have been golden. But apparently not for this one. Not available. Not available. Not cool. Not cool. So that's the thing. We're going to show the cable management. I still haven't done the power, so it means CPU is not in there. That will be probably today, by the end of the day. What time is it now? Good one. I might do that today. Put the CPU in. Definitely thinking about putting the RAM in. Put the RAM in there. This is there. Wow. RAM's there. It's not a goddamn CPU chip. And then eventually we'll get that for the fans we need for it. Technically, I'm going to have to readjust numbers because I forgot I had that one from Insignia. I already have the fan for that. Insignia fan. I've got a fan I got to give a buddy because you guys didn't. There wasn't enough of you guys who added on to my subscription for either YouTube or on here. So I will not be giving away a fan. That company. That guys. I would have loved giving away the fan. Well, you didn't want it. You don't want it, you don't get it. Thanks to the one fan who's watching. Dude, you rock. What else? Oh yeah, cable management. Let's listen to this. Oh my gosh. Wait. Seriously. Far away now. So cable management. In the words of cable management, I used two of the connectors. One of them broke live, so we're going to put that on YouTube. One of these connectors that are some connectors provided from the company broke. directly, and I might be sending off to get another one, or see if they'll give me one for free. If they don't, then I might have to buy one, or I might just use some other forms of connection. This is going to be moved heavily. And as you see, it's already got its own block on there to support a fan. So you can increase it. Its strength, its will be done. Yada yada yada. Standoff. Standoff. Anyway, that's gonna go down, and yeah, it's mostly managed. I'm hoping the front is done right. I still have access to my fan cable over here, and fan cables kind of jamming down there. So you should do a better job of pulling them up, but they are where they are, and I'll get to them. It's on free, so I can still get them. And that'll be eventually added on and running. To check a good heat, so on and so forth. But yeah, this is extremely close to being done with some funding that is taking some vernacular, but a lot of work to get a hold of. A lot of work. But it's worth it to finish it out, or to get anywhere near finishing like this. You feel rather gratifying. Amazing. Oh, one complaint. Okay, so braided cables. Everyone's like, oh, braided cables, individually braided cables. I've already had to cut one of the braids off this damn thing because it was wrapped around where the port plugged in. So my answer to everyone's like, oh, braided cables rock. No, they do not. They're more annoying than you would believe. I would not be doing that ever again. Braided cable. Push it off, jackass. Doesn't work that way. Sucks. So bad. So bad, guys. Okay. Well, nothing else to walk through. This is the case. It's done its job. It's making some good, knocks to put together, and it's together. It's official. Really, really officially. That's the term done. There's a mass amount of this cabling kind of wrapped around each other that allow at least the back plate to close. But it works. So even though it's nasty, groovy. So I've done a post test, so my copies of Windows 7, legitimate means, guys. And yeah, that's all I can say. All right, you guys have a wonderful day, rest of the day. Could be back on gaming, could not be. Yeah, this is the PC I built. Building. Lord volkhark out.